why did the price of Bitcoin just crash? Um, I'd use this system of understanding price spikes and drops to 10x my net worth with Bitcoin and my other investments. And I promise you that after watching this video, you'll understand the main causes of the big moves in Bitcoin prices so that you will know what to do. All right. You will know how easy it is to manage your mindset so that you make the right moves. And you will avoid wasting time and money in your journey to 10x your net wealth. Okay. So, what are the five main reasons that the price of Bitcoin moves positively or negatively in this case? Um, because what are the main influences? So when you see a big drop, these are the things you should start thinking about. Number one, big news. Big news can affect the price of Bitcoin, and it has many times in the history of Bitcoin, just like it affects the prices of all markets, right? But in this case, there's two examples I want to share with you. A positive price move after Trump got elected in 2024, when the elections in November of 2024, there was a huge rise up, run up in the price of Bitcoin, and it really had absolutely nothing to do with anything going on in the Bitcoin world. It was because of this news. People felt that he was very positive. Trump was very positive towards Bitcoin, and that this was going to be a time of growth for Bitcoin. So, a negative example would be the FTX meltdown in 2022, November of 2022. FTX, it was revealed that they were committing fraud and they were under capitalized, so they didn't have their money where they said they had their money, and it was discovered. And this caused a huge price drop. This news caused a huge price drop in the price of Bitcoin. Number two, big buying or selling by whales. Whales are accounts that you can see on the Bitcoin network that have a ton of Bitcoin. And when those accounts move either to buy a lot or to sell a lot, it can also cause crashes. Or spikes in the price of Bitcoin, right? An example of that, October of 2020, whales made some big price spikes based on a ton of whales buying all at one time. On the negative side, a price crash was caused in June of 2021 after Bitcoin had reached some all-time highs, then all-time highs. The price dropped off considerably because the whales selling off at that point in time. Big economic events. Number three, this is another thing that can affect the price of Bitcoin, right? A good example of a positive example for Bitcoin was the Silicon Valley Bank meltdown in March of 2023. That caused a lot of distrust of the banking system, and a lot of people went into Bitcoin, and it caused the price to rise significantly. On the negative side, in November of 2021, the Fed started to raise interest rates rapidly, really drying up new money going into all markets, and this obviously affected Bitcoin as well over the price of Bitcoin as well over the next several months. Another one is chain reaction. So sometimes there's a lot of orders out there. This is number four, chain reactions, and there's a lot of orders that have been placed to either short or go long on any commodity, any stock, and this happens with Bitcoin as well. There's always people out there that are putting orders that they are betting that the price of Bitcoin is going to drop, right? And they can take advantage of that, or that it's going to rise and they can take advantage of it as well. A couple examples of that in on the 25th of October 2019. $400 million of shorts was liquidated in 24 hours. So the price rose significantly enough that it caused a chain reaction of sells, and it completely liquidated all these orders of people who were betting that the price of Bitcoin would drop, and it totally positively affected the price of Bitcoin. On the negative side, in 19th of May 2021, $8 billion of leverage trades were liquidated because people had sold off, whales had sold off enough that it triggered all these positions to be canceled, and it really caused a huge drop in the price of Bitcoin. Okay, last thing, number five, major events, right? One of the biggest positive major events that affects the price of Bitcoin is the halving. Every 4 years, the new supply of Bitcoin is cut in half, and this over time has a big positive effect on the price of Bitcoin. On the negative side of thing, another example I think everybody can associate with is COVID. Everything, all markets, things just dropped and bottom out in price. This major economic event caused damage for Bitcoin's price, or dropped it for a while, just like it did anything else. So, how can you use this information to help yourself out? Remember that the price of Bitcoin will always be fluctuating. Crashes and big spikes in the price of Bitcoin are normal. This is what happens, and this is not out of normal. It's nothing that should cause you to panic and sell, right? Remember also, this is so important. Remember, you are buying Bitcoin and your big investments for 20 years from now or more. You're not buying it for today. The price of solid assets like Bitcoin, index funds, things like that are going to rise over time, if nothing more, just due to inflation. And so you don't need to worry so much about short-term economic events, short-term news, things of that nature, and react to them. Bitcoin will definitely outlast all these things. And if you have that 20-year mentality, you're going to benefit big time from it. And then finally, you might even want to have a strategic reserve that you can use to buy when prices of Bitcoin or your other assets that you buy drop, right? You can take advantage of the drop in price and buy more, and maybe even just buy it in stages. Maybe you use 25% of your strategic reserve to buy more Bitcoin when it drops by 25%. And the next 25% of your reserve you can use when it hits 50%. And then you could put the last bit in after it drops 75%, something like that. But you can have the strategic reserve in waiting for you so you can take advantage of these um, price drops and crashes that are or and spikes as well that are a normal part of Bitcoin or any other market. But understanding what causes these things can help you to keep a steady hand and not overreact, not make any gut check moves. And just remember, you are buying Bitcoin for 20 years from now. You need to give Bitcoin time to work its magic for you. So in the short term, you're going to hear news, you're going to see the price drop. I've been doing it for years. It's fine, it's normal. It is a normal part of all investing, especially Bitcoin. So remember what causes these drops and spikes and crashes in the prices of Bitcoin. Remember that you're buying it from 20 years from now. And remember that you can manage your mindset and understand that all these things are normal and you can weather it and you're going to make big money at the when everything is said and done with Bitcoin.